And I really want to push for this right now in this conversation. Now, I'm really going to highlight you.
The journey, not
yeah, the journey, the obstacles that you overcame, how you got to this place, and the encouragement that you can give to someone else.
I would love it.
Yeah. So welcome again. Let's take you back a little bit and then we'll bring you to where you are today. If you could talk to that girl that just got married, I think she was 17, right? What would you tell her?
I would tell her you're going on a hell of a drive. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be breathtaking. There's going to be moments you're going to ask yourself, where is this ride taking me? But it's going to be worth it. Hang on.
Okay.
Hold on tight because this ride is going to be a good one.
Okay. So looking today, where you are today, compared to where you were there, what then, and the journey that you went on, would you say it was worth it?
100%. If I knew what the result would be and where it's going to take me, I would do the whole thing over again.
So from the woman that you were to the woman that you became, you had to go through a lot of changes. I know that you went through like difficult steps, right? That caused you to change. Where would you say the most change had to happen?
It's probably personal growth, like not letting life just pass through me and rattling me every time and being in pain and letting it affect me, but really grow and understand the bigger picture and how life works and where I want to be in life and how I want to have control of my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts so I can really take control of how I feel.
When did you realize that you have to change this? Like
when I got the lowest possible.
Okay, can we talk about that?
I wish I didn't have to be so low to understand I can't continue anymore, but probably my lowest moment, if I have to look back, was the summer of almost 2 years ago. My son was having a bar mitzvah in Israel without me. I raised my kids, right? So it was major for me. I was such a victim. I felt so sorry for myself. I lived the victim part of me. I felt comfort in it. It was so cozy. And I remember the moment that the pain was so hard that I couldn't manage it anymore. I wasn't even enjoying it. Pain has some enjoyment in it.
Yeah.
I didn't even enjoy it anymore. And I was like, okay, this has to stop. I have to somehow crawl out of this because I can't continue anymore.
Okay, and then what did you do?
Understand, first of all.
Okay.
Understanding and wanting to make a difference is a huge first step.
Yeah. Awareness, I think, is a huge one.
Awareness. Yeah. And when you are aware and you're willing to really put in the work, things will come together for you. So it started by a few months earlier. Someone got me into listening to a specific podcast. It was talking about manifesting. I listened. The guy there was talking about basics of manifesting that I knew, but I didn't understand yet. I knew there's such a thing. It wasn't completely new to me, but practically how it works and understanding there's a name for it and everything was pretty new to me. I found it fascinating. I really connected to it. And the guy in the podcast was talking about his workshops where he gives the same price for a couple that comes together than one person that comes by himself, because he wants people to go home and continue discussing what they learned and talking about it, and not just being a one-time thing you listen to or something amazing, loved it, you went home, back to life. And I told myself I also want to learn something, but I need a group. I need a few women, so we get together and it's not just me, so it has a bigger impact, and we continue talking about things, and it's not just reading a book in bed or listening to a podcast on the way while you're driving. Same day, I think it was, I saw on Instagram an Israeli girl that I was following, we weren't friends yet, was posting her vision board, and it caught me, and I was like, okay, She has the vibe. She gets it. I reached out to her. She was like loving the idea of getting together because she was wanting this for a while. And we were talking about how many more girls we're going to add to the group. And I'm already getting into manifesting here. How manifesting starts working. And I said 3, she said 4. We had a fight. Obviously, I won. As we're talking about who would be the third person to add, I come up with this name and I say, do you know Shiva Langer? And she goes, yeah, sure. I finished saying the name and she calls while we're still on the call.
That's crazy.
And we didn't talk for
That's
maybe a year.
crazy.
She was my
Wow.
interior designer. So I answer the phone. I ask her what she thinks about it. She loves the idea. We have a group. We're going to start the next Tuesday. And that Friday, I had a very, very difficult day. Lots of things going on. I was on my way to pick up my daughter from school, and I get a friend comes by. We're like not close friends. We're like random, more like a random. We see each other in the grocery. We say hi, like old friend. She says, "Hey, I felt like you can use a hug and some cookies." She came by with homemade cookies. I started telling her about this group we're gonna put together, and she's like, "I want in." I'm like, I don't know if they know you, if it would feel right. Just call them. I call the first girl. I'm like, "Are you okay with it?" She says, "I told you 4." So since then, we got together. We started with basics. This is something I recommend every woman. Find your group of women, get together, learn things together, grow together, create your goals together. A disciplined thing that happens every week. It's life-changing. So that was a very, very strong beginning. And then I love talking about manifesting things. So one of my goals after I watched the Tony Robbins movie on Netflix called I'm Not Your Guru, I was like, I really want to go to one of his workshops. So I put it as a goal. Very far, very out of hand. And as I was saying, the summer was really, really low. November, I was working on a client and I get a call from someone on Instagram. Like, who calls on Instagram? She calls again and again. So I'm like, okay, it's not a mistake. Let me answer just so no one bothers me. I answer. She says, hi, my name is this and this. She's from Florida. She's in her 50s. She tells me she follows me on Instagram. She loves my journey and my story because I was always out there putting out real, raw, authentic me.
Yeah.
And she says, I really connected to your story. I work for Tony Robbins' company. I have a ticket for you for the event.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You just put it as a goal, or did you see in your mind that you're going?
Watching the event, I'm a manifestor naturally.
Okay.
So I really connected to it emotionally. I could already imagine him calling me on stage. Did you see that movie?
No.
Everyone. I'm Not Your Guru on
Okay.
Netflix.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Okay.
And he has this thing where he goes out to the crowd and stops someone and starts a whole session with them in live in front of everyone. And I could really imagine my session with him and the conversation that would come up. So when I start imagining things, I get into it. I'm there. I'm pretty sure I did that. I know myself. I got to the event. It was a VIP ticket.
Oh my God.
I think it was the beginning of a huge, huge, huge change in my life. It gave me practical tools of understanding how not to be a victim, how to determine your own life. And again, you don't need a big Tony Robbins event for that. It's the easy way.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of tools, but if you can't go to one, you can listen to David Guillem's podcasts. You can learn books if you speak Hebrew by Freddie Margalit. She's beyond mind-blowing. Learn Hebrew just so you can read her books. That bad. And listen to her podcasts. There's so much out there now. We're in a generation flooded.
Yeah.
Flooded. I feel like so blessed to live in such a generation that it's out there and you can learn so easy. And that was the beginning of like a journey of me making a decision. I'm growing. That's it. I want out of that feeling.
Did you find yourself struggling though? Like find yourself like if things came up and it was hard, like falling back into that victimhood?
Obviously.
So can you walk me through like what went through your mind when you were in such a situation? The comfortable feeling and the feeling that you're used to, that probably came up first. And then everything that you learned, you had to like probably fight it, or I
So
don't know,
give
what
you
did
an
that look like?
example. I'll give you an example. I think my personal growth came also together with my faith. It
Okay.
was a band
Yeah.
connection. I think once you start one, you're drawn to the second one because it's connected. It's together. Because when you grow, you get more spiritual. Your faith grows. You understand it's the same core. I remember an episode when I got a call that even a little bit of child support I was getting will be stopped. I was driving. I almost did a car accident, and I realized I need to stop on the side and breathe for a minute and put my thoughts together so it's not dangerous. And I sat there and I was like starting to feel sorry for myself. I need to do everything by myself. I deal with so much. And like, it's very, very easy to, in seconds, you fall down there.
Yeah.
I let myself a few minutes of like almost grieving. It's okay to feel sorry for yourself. It's okay to be in pain. But what do you do with it?
Yeah.
How do you continue after those few minutes? And I let it in. And then I told myself, there's a God. He decides how much money everyone's going to have at what point in life. If he has money designated for me, I told him, God, do me a favor. Instead of sending it through people, just send it directly to me.
Wow.
So yes, that was a moment that could easily take me back
Yeah.
to that victim. And I could be a victim. It's not a fun thing to hear. And I can start telling the whole world about it and feeling sorry for myself and digging myself deep into it.
Yeah.
But after a few minutes, I caught myself and I said, okay, this is the situation. How am I dealing with it? How am I taking the best out of it?
And you were able to move on.
100%.
Yeah.
I have such a strong faith. Everything's okay. Whatever needs to happen will happen. Period. My mother could like, we should do this, we should do that. And like, Mommy, don't worry.
You got it.
Hashem is with us. Whatever needs to happen will happen, and it's for our best. I'm calm.
Wow.
I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to take my energy. My energy, let's talk about energy for a second because
Yeah.
I got there, is my most expensive asset. Very expensive. I don't let anyone take it. Anyone takes my energy. I'm the only one that controls my energy. And every day in my journal, in my affirmations, my last affirmation says, I'm in high energy. I'm feeling great, and only I can control my energy.
So no matter what happens, no outside situation affects who you are in the inside.
Yes, and how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And yes, there's moments that can rattle you, and like, I'm not sitting here and saying my life is strawberries and heavy and not heavy cream.
Whipped cream.
I'm such a cook. Yes,
Yeah.
I have difficulties every day. I can get a call from the kids' school about very serious stuff. I let it for a second, like almost the choking feeling, and like, oh my God, what am I gonna do here? And then I stop. And I remember everything is a plan and it's gonna be okay. And if I'm calm and I'm gonna deal with it in a calm way, it's gonna work out. I don't stress anymore.
I'm curious though, I found the same thing happened to me, but I'm curious if you could put it in words for me, like this correlation that happens with self-growth,
And
right?
religion
And faith.
and faith.
It does always combine, but like
Yes.
what brings that combination together?
Because when you do self-growth,
Yeah.
you first of all connect to yourself. You connect to a deeper meaning. That's part of self-growth. And most importantly, you shed all the shells of ego and protecting mechanism and fake. While you're shedding all of that, you are so clean, almost like a clean paper, to letting things in. So if you don't have ego and you don't have limiting beliefs and you're not working with what people will say about you, and I'm so miserable. Your mind becomes clear. Our mind is such a crazy tool. And when your mind is clean and clear, faith comes in there. When you give up control, saying it's all me, I can do everything. When you understand that self-growth is taking control about your actions, but not the results, right?
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So we need to do everything on our side.
Yeah.
That's self-growth, taking responsibility for everything in your life. That's what it is. But with self-growth, you don't take responsibility for results.
Mm.
You take responsibility for your actions. So once you understand, you do you, but then you don't control what will come out. You accept what will come out. That's faith.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're going, I know I'm going to sound very mystical now,
Okay.
but I really believe in vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest vibration a person can be in is shame and self-doubt and guilt. That's like the lowest vibrations. That's when you can't get anywhere. And then you have a vibration of anger. Did you ever see the list of vibrations?
No.
The most fascinating things. You have like, I think it's 14 vibrations,
Okay.
7 low ones, and it gets better and better till you're stabilized, and 7 best. The highest vibration is acceptance. When nothing can touch you at all. There's I don't remember the exact list, but I'll give you what I remember. Love is a very high vibration. Happiness is a high vibration. Self-love is a high vibration. Wanting to learn is a vibration. And in the low ones, you have anger, you have guilt, you have jealousy. There's different low vibrations. Do you want me to take a minute and find it?
I actually do. I'm actually
It's
very curious about this.
fascinating. I know where I have it easily to find because I sent it to a friend. So the lowest vibration is busha, shame.
Yeah.
It's such a low vibration because it prevents you from any growth, any of doing anything basically. Then you have guilt. Then you have apathic when you don't even care. It's almost like being depressed when you're like, okay, whatever happens. Then going up is tsar. How do you say?
Pain.
Pain. Pain is ke'ev, but tsar is like to be in tsar.
Yeah.
That's a low vibration. Then you have pachad.
Fear.
Fear, exactly. Then you have fear. Then you have want. Being in a want vibration is not a high vibration because
You're a taker.
you're a
Yeah.
taker. Then you have anger. Then you have gava.
Pride.
Then you have pride. That's where pride isn't that bad, but it's
Okay.
not a
That's
high
so
vibration.
interesting.
Yes,
That's so interesting.
pride is much, much higher vibration, a good
Than shame.
vibration than shame.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why? Because you still believe in yourself, I guess, in some sort of way.
So
Yeah.
these 8 vibrations are people that push through life. They're just pushing. They're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
From here, you're going up to vibrations that are already accepting, that you're able to accept from the world and do what you're supposed to. So you start with courage.
Okay.
Then you're neutral.
Not here, not there. You're
Yes.
just fine.
Then you have willingness.
Okay. That's nechonut.
Yes.
Okay.
Willingness. It's like you're growing already.
Okay.
Then you have Kabbalah, which is acceptance.
Okay.
Then curiosity and the willingness to learn. That's like a much higher vibration. Then you have a vibration of love, which is very high, by the way. Then you have a vibration of like, this is a good word. I need to find the word in English. This is a good one. Amused.
Okay.
Amused is a very,
What's the
very
Hebrew
high
word?
vibration. Meshuasha.
I don't know that one.
When you're amused, it touches you.
That means like happy? Like
It's happy, but like you look at the world from the outside. When are you amused? When you watch a movie.
okay.
When you're looking at something from the outside.
Okay.
Nothing touches you.
Okay.
You're able to look at the world and what's happening from an outside view and just be amused and enjoy it.
Okay.
It doesn't touch you. Nothing touches you at Teflon. It doesn't get to you. Higher than that is peace. So then the highest vibration is enlightenment. when you're learning and you don't let anything touch you and you're in love and you're in peace, you're in such an enlightenment, you almost live outside the metrics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's different vibrations and it's real. What I was explaining to you now is actually physically vibrations in the world. So when you're in a high vibration, you're in a much more spiritual place, and faith comes with spirit.
I'm curious though, being on a higher vibration, how does that like affect your world around you?
Tony Robbins says you are your surroundings.
Mm.
So obviously you need to control who your surroundings are because that's who you're going to end up being. But you also affect the people around you.
Mm.
So many times my kids can tell me things that like blow my mind. I'm like, wow, they listen to my things. Like my son can tell me this happened for a reason or nothing bad happened. Sometimes we don't see it right away. Like my kids, they catch on it. And this is only my kids. Like you affect, I'll give you a great example. My sister, I have a sister that's 2 years younger than me. We're very close friends, even though we're very, very different. She's Bells. She sends her kids to Bells schools.
She lives here?
In Israel.
Okay.
And she never got what I was talking about when I started my growth. You want everyone to grow, right?
Yeah.
You have this thing like, you want everyone to hear it. You want to
because you feel like you found gold and you want to share it.
It's a drug.
Yeah, it is. It's a high.
And she didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was telling me a few months ago that she decided to take coaching. And she's doing a growth journey with someone. And I was like, you? She's like, I remember when you were telling me things in the beginning, I called one of our brothers asking if we should get you help.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very, very calculated person who loves the world. I'm not this person in the clouds.
Yeah.
She was worried about me. And she's like, I get you now.
Oh.
It's exciting. It's amazing. Yeah. You have no idea. Like you were talking and you built those seeds in me.
Yeah. You know, I'd have to say with David Guillaume, when I started hearing him,
you wanted everyone this.
I was obsessed. I couldn't stop. And I needed to talk to someone about it. I didn't have who to. And I was trying to convince my sisters, and all my sisters are like, no. Like, yeah.
Have a life.
Yeah. And then my sister, Furfka, whose sister-in-law is with Shira Langer, one time she's like, you know, Shira started listening to David Guillaume and she convinced me to listen to it. I'm like, thank you, Shira. Just thank you. Now I have someone to talk to. Yeah.
I do it to all of my clients.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to hear a podcast? Can I put something on?
Like while you're working on that?
And you know what's the best part? Every single time I put on a podcast, they hear exactly what they were supposed to hear. I had the other day, I put it on for someone. He was talking about not appreciating yourself enough and then being frustrated because your surroundings is not treating you the way you deserve, but you're not treating yourself well. So your surrounding is going to treat you the way you treat yourself. If it's at work, if it's at home. And she was like, I'm having this exact thing at school now. I'm a teacher and I run the school. So much relies on me and I don't get paid enough. I don't get treated enough. And I realize now I don't treat myself like I deserve. And it was exactly what she needed to hear. Like she goes, look, I have goosebumps.
I want to go back for a minute to what we spoke about your mindset, that you went from a victim mindset to someone that
controls my reality.
Controls your reality. You work on affirmations, on
gratitude.
By the way, I started it.
How amazing.
I took a notebook and I decided I'm doing 3 things that I'm grateful for and 3 things that that I don't yet have, but I'm grateful.
That's Freddie Margalit, by the way, the hallelujah thing. She talks like being thankful for things that didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
You know why she calls it hallelujah?
Why?
Hallelujah is like that moment you say hallelujah. It's like, wow, everything is great. Yeah. Everything is amazing. When you live in a hallelujah mode, even things that didn't yet happen, you're already such a good vibe and energy. You know it's going to happen, so you're already happy.
Yeah.
I like calling it that way, the hallelujahs.
I like that. I like that. I was able to make an arrow. So today I was thank you for it, when yesterday I was thank you for it that it didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It worked
Yeah.
like magic. So I was telling her last time, I have a journal
Yeah.
where I write 5 things I'm grateful for, even if it's the smallest thing. Or she woke up in the morning calm.
Yeah. I have that.
Because
Today was a calm morning.
yes, it's
Yeah.
a big thing to say because it determines your whole day.
Yes.
It gives you peace. Like some mornings, my daughter's like, "Oh my God, it's only 7 a.m." She's like a character, and I already felt like I'm in the jungle. I don't blame her. The kids fighting, running,
Yeah.
upset. So I had a calm morning. How? Thank you. And and then I do 5 hallelujahs. Hallelujahs are things that didn't yet happen, but I'm already grateful for them.
Yeah.
It can be smallest, stupidest things. It can be big things. I booked 4 clients today. I made dinner and the kids were happy. I lost weight. Small, stupid things and bigger things. I was able to help today someone tremendously. It didn't take much for me, but it did a huge difference for her. I love using that sentence. You have no idea. You want me to get?
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
I
you
have
asked
it
me
here.
last time and we didn't bring it out. I want
Let's
to
go
bring it out.
over randomly things, okay?
Okay, yes.
I don't even know what's gonna open up here. Okay, this is my journal.
Okay.
It's called When My Heart Gives Thanks.
Okay.
So every day, look how much it's gone through. So every day I have 5 things I'm grateful for. I don't want people to read it.
It's in
5
Hebrew,
things
yeah.
that didn't yet happen, 3 affirmations, and then I make myself a schedule.
Okay.
By the way, it comes with self-growth, discipline. November 19, 2025, I write, my parents come visit, and their visit is amazing and exactly what I needed. 2 days later, my parents booked tickets to come visit on Hanukkah. They came a few days before Hanukkah. It was exactly what I needed, like such a breeze of energy. And we had such a great time. And we weren't rushing to get things done, just like enjoying the moment. I can't even explain how many things I write that didn't yet happen. I remember once I wrote, a very big amount of money came into my account that I wasn't expecting. The next day I got my tax return.
No.
I didn't even know it comes that fast.
Oh, wow.
Like I have so many examples. So many examples.
Your mindset shifted. You went from a person who was a victim to a person who controls their reality and all of that. From what I understand, when you're in a victim mentality, the voice inside your head speaks to you in a certain kind of way.
Right.
And then when you're in a different situation, in a more positive vibe and motivational and gratitude and all of that, the voice in your head speaks differently.
There's no voices in your head then.
So let's talk about that. What happens? What happens to that voice in your head?
our head, if I use a Jewish term, I would say our Yetzer Hara.
Okay.
And if I use a mental growth term, I would say enemies, distractions. They have many names.
Okay.
We don't need voices in our heads. When you're in a good state, you don't hear voices because you're busy. Voices come in to fill in a void. When you are full and you're doing growth, there's no voices. When do you hear voices? When you're laying in bed quietly or when you're talking with someone and things are happening? When you're laying in bed.
Right.
So when you are not doing, the voices come. When you are doing and you're so full of energy, of happiness, of growth, of faith, there's no place for voices. You don't hear voices anymore.
But what if you are just laying and you are in a good place?
The voices are good voices.
So how does that...
It's not the voices, it's
Right.
you.
So what happens? Is it that there's a shift, that it's an
Yes.
automatic shift that just happens? Because
I don't believe in automatic.
okay.
It's a journey. It takes time. It's like a process that happens. But suddenly you can find yourself in bed saying to yourself, wow, I have such a great life.
It changes.
Changes. And like, okay, what else can I do? What do I want to do? The whole narrative changes.
The way you look at yourself changes.
So it's not voices telling you, it's you telling yourself. It really changes. I feel like when it's voices and you're in a low place, it's something that controls you. And when you're a good place, it's not voices, it's you thinking out loud because you control the narrative now.
I'm curious about Tony Robbins. How did that affect you, the event? Like, how did that change you?
So very interesting, an episode that was the biggest, one of the first changes, because right after that, I went and looked for a studio. I decided I'm going out of my house. I'm building a business. I'm not scared. I had so many limiting beliefs. If I have a business, I won't have time for my kids. He broke down all those limiting
What were you
beliefs.
doing before?
Working from home. I had
The
a
same
studio
thing.
from home. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Very nice, very cool, but very low key.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest changes, he always says you're supposed to have a breakthrough in his event. It
Okay.
can be in the first minute and it can be in the last minute of the 3-4 days. Mine was at the first evening. He was talking about differences between female and male. And he was explaining how our world changed so much and we expect men to be feminine and sweet and caring and romantic, and we expect women to be masculine and strong and independent, and we completely mixed up the purposes and the basic biology of human nature. He was giving different examples of experiments.
Okay.
And he goes, women in the crowd. Who heard her mother say, never rely on a man, be independent? We all go up with our hands. He takes a pause. He looks at the crowd and he goes, so what the fuck do you need us for?
Mm.
And it hit me. A man is a hunter. He's a provider. He is supposed to be strong. He's supposed to take care of his family. That's the biological purpose of a man. And if we don't rely on that and need it, more than just rely, need it, we're not letting them be men. And it hit me that I was living in a mindset of like, never going to rely on a man. I'm never going to let him take care of me. If I ask, I'm also a Libra. Libras never let people take care of them, right?
Yeah. We're good. We got it all.
Right?
And we do it so smoothly. Yeah.
It reminds me, I was talking to a client about it last week. It's a lesson I learned.
Yeah.
To actively ask for help, even if I don't need it really, but to let him be a man. Sorry, I'm giving out my secret. But it does help. I don't just ask for random things.
Yeah.
And I realized I was in a relationship where I would, after my divorce, where I wouldn't let him do anything. Not help me financially, not do for me, nothing. Because if I let him help, I'm going to rely on a man again. And if I rely on a man, what happens if something happens and something breaks? I'm going to be nothing again because I didn't have my strong character that I can rely on. So if I rely on something, I'm relying on a man. If something happens, I'm stuck.
Right.
And it made me understand that if I want to have a healthy relationship and I want him to be the man he is, I need to let him take care of me. Taking care of me doesn't mean depending on him.
Okay.
100%. He still loves it that I have my own business.
Yeah.
But he will help me with whatever I need to build that business.
You're in the same relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. That must have been interesting. So how did you just
I
let
think
go?
one of the first things that I was able to do when I came back was understanding, yes, I'm opening a business. No, I'm not scared. Yes, I have voices in my mind that are trying to tell me, don't do it. It's a mistake. I'm not going to let them to. And I'm going to let him help me with it because he's very good at technical things, at bureaucracy. There's so much he could help me with. I'm going to let him. He's been telling me, you could do more. He's been pushing me with like, no, I'll do it by myself. So it was a combine of that, of telling him, yes, I'll let you help. I'll let you want to go buy me groceries? No problem. You want to take me out? Don't have to say, but I'm going to pay.
Let him pay?
Let him pay.
Okay.
He needs it. Just like you need to be taken care of, he needs to take care of.
I'm curious, though, that if this breakthrough, besides for just with men, affected you overall, this idea of letting go, letting the man be the man, or was it also you just like letting yourself soften and letting yourself go into your feminine energy?
I think I'm my best version when I'm in my feminine.
And this pushed you into that space?
Yes, allowing me to be a feminine, accepting, soft, not having to control everything,
So how can you be feminine while you're also a business owner, while you're also a mom that's doing the job of both the mom and the dad?
I remember the first time we filmed this, I think one of the first questions you asked me is, how do I juggle it all, right?
Yes.
And my answer was, you don't. And I think that's part of being on my feminine side, understanding you can do it all. You don't always have to be in control. You don't always have to be perfect. You have to do your best and accept that sometimes it's not enough and sometimes you can't be 100% everywhere. That's being a feminine, accepting that you're a mom and you're a business owner and you're doing more than usual already, and you do your best. And you can't do, because it's a very masculine trait to try to control everything, right?
Mm.
That's what
Oh,
men do.
wow. Okay.
As a woman, you accept that you can't control everything and you do your best. So it also changed it in that aspect.
So this like shift in your mentality just shifted a lot within your own life,
Yeah. It gave me peace.
which is a strength, I think. Yeah.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge
It's
thing.
quiet, but it's a very strong strength.
It's a very quiet strength. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You have the kids all the time. You have 3 boys, right? And then a daughter. If they don't have
A father
a
figure.
father figure, how do you teach them to be in their masculine energy?
It's something that keeps me awake.
It's definitely like something you think about.
Of course. I try to give them responsibilities and rely on them. Let them be big boys. Because if they don't see an example at home every day, because they're not living with a male example every day, I ask myself, what's a man? A man is someone that takes care of his family, takes responsibility, stands up for mistakes, doesn't play around. So I demand from them. As much as I trust them and give them perks, I also demand. Erev Pesach, I was working till the last minute. Everyone had a job that they have to make sure is done. Shopping, they helped. They got lists and they did my huge shopping trip,
Wow.
which is a responsibility thing. That's usually what you send a husband to do, right?
Yeah.
They were cleaning. They were putting things together. They were assembling. Make mistakes while you're assembling things, no problem. You'll learn. I let my 16-year-old go work in a program in Mexico. He came back a man. He grew in 5 years in that program
Wow.
because he got responsibilities and he made mistakes and he learned, and he didn't have a mother to wake him up in the morning and tell him go do. He had to do. Obviously, I wanted him home on Pesach, but he grew from it tremendously. And I try to make sure my father's involved in their life so they see a good example, and therapy when needed to help guide them. And I pray. Some things I can only do my best.
Yeah.
And I pray.
I want to get into your story about Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know that you're a huge manifester.
I have so many examples of manifesting of crazy big things, but Japan was like a crazy one. So for kids that are into anime, Japan is the dream
Okay.
because everything happens in Japan. And they've been wanting to go for a very long time. And it's so far from my reality. So far from my
Did you
reality.
have an interest in Japan at all?
Yes, because I saw a few friends and people I was following that went, and it looked beyond amazing. Now,
Okay.
till this point, I was only traveling with the kids like in the United States, doing lots of road trips. I have a goal of getting all the states.
Really?
So that's
Nice.
easy.
Yeah.
We take cheap motels just to crash by night. We travel the whole day. I like doing local things anyway. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I decided to take a picture, cut out a magazine picture from Japan and put on my vision board. It's been there for like a year. I did a new board. I added a new picture. One Friday, like 3-4 months ago, I see an ad on Instagram. I'm like scrolling. Everyone scrolls. I see an ad for this app that gives you very, very cheap travel deals. I don't know why I pressed on it. I don't know why I paid $40 to be a yearly member. And I opened the app. Very, very out of my character to do that. I open the app. The first deal that jumps is Tokyo. Tickets are usually $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a ticket, and they were $520,
Wow.
which makes it reasonable already.
Yeah.
But I have that feeling that it's for me because there's a very, very important things people don't understand. When they manifest, it's not going to come the way they expect it or the way they plan it. It's going to surprise them. And if they're not ready and with open hands, Sprincy, my friend, always says, we need to walk around with open hands, because if we walk around like this, nothing's coming in. So it's raining. Walk around with open hands. Open hands meaning open mind, willing to accept how it comes. So if you are not ready for it, it will come and you will miss it. So I was like, this is my opportunity. I asked for God for something and he gave it to me. I checked that it's legit. Yes, tickets are through Kiwi. Everything's legit. I call my boyfriend. I tell him I'm buying these tickets. He's like, wait, make that money. Put it aside. Save up slowly. I was like, no, this is mine. God is also checking if I'm worthy of it. I gave you an opportunity. You trust me that I can give you? Show me. I got the tickets. That was on a Friday. On Saturday night, usually I post on my professional page. And I was like thinking, what should I post tonight? What should I post? And I remembered I did this Syrian girl on Insta that has a following on Instagram. I did her eyebrows. She loved them. And I made a video of her. And I posted. And it blew up. And ever since, I'm booked months ahead, doing the whole Syrian community, and that brings more and more and more. The ticket was covered.
Wow.
Tickets and the hotels and the whole trip was covered.
Wow. Wow.
So now the next trips are going to be Australia, South Africa. I really want to do with the kids. Italy, Cyprus. I'm putting it out there because it's going to happen.
Nice.
Follow along.
You really, truly believe in this.
Yeah. I'm already eating my pasta in an old grandmother's backyard in a village in Italy with the cheese she made by herself. I'm there.
Did you at all in the beginning like have doubt that maybe it doesn't work?
No, because I know myself. I was a manifester without understanding what it is. Like if I
you knew that
to Brooklyn, I tell myself, okay, this parking is going to be amazing. Someone's going to drive out exactly when I come in, and that's always what happens.
Wow. So you knew this was going to work.
I'm a fantasizer.
Okay.
So it was easy for me.
I want to go a little bit into like your religious background.
Okay.
From what one can see on your page, right? It looks like you were way more religious in the past, and then slowly over time, right? It appears to have changed. So I'm curious if you could walk us through what that was for you. Like what kind of home did you come from to who you are today? And what was going on inside? Because sometimes someone could appear
All
like
the
something.
Jews?
Yes.
People love this juice.
Because it's so important.
My parents are Bal Tshuva. They grew up with rarely, if at all, any contact to Judaism. And they separately both got close to Judaism, both very academical, very, very smart, very intelligent people. They moved to Israel, had 10 kids, became more and more and more and more religious, like started by Mizrahi, Dati Leumi, and slowly they became more from and a Hasidish. And I remember my father got his first trimel from my oldest son, brother's bar mitzvah.
Okay.
It was like a journey.
Yeah.
And we went to Hasidish schools. Now, if you're expecting for me to sit here and say bad words about that world, it's not going to happen, not me. I believe that a barrel that you drank from, you don't throw stones into.
Can you say that in Hebrew, though?
Yes.
I feel like it's so much better in Hebrew, these things.
I'm a Libra. We always want justice, and I saw things that were non-justice at all, and it bothered me. But I was a girl that goes by the rules, doesn't make problems, even though she's a daughter of Bal Tshuva parents, and at school she's never accepted because that society is fearful from Bal Tshuva community, which I get.
Yeah.
I can understand. I don't think it should be like that. I think it can be fixed in a very basic way, but that's not the topic.
I'm curious, though.
You're curious?
Yeah.
I think that the fear comes from the non-known and being affected. And I think that if you teach your kids strong, real values and you really give them tools for life, give them also the tool that you believe they can come through and everything, and they're non-breakable.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be scared of the outside world. Because if you teach your kids so many beautiful values and then tell them the outside world is dangerous, it's going to hurt you, it's going to harm you, it's this, you're basically telling them, in other words, you're not strong enough.
Mm.
You can't get along outside there. I don't trust you enough. So instead of being scared of the outside, teach them their inside is so strong and amazing, and then the outside doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
But
with
again, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I want it to be
understand.
very, very
Yeah.
clear. I got married. I shaved. I was a very, very good girl. Went by the book. Had my first kids. I was working very, very hard for the first few years, supporting a husband that went to Koilel and learned Dayanis, which is the Jewish law. But I was seeing more and more things that just didn't work with me. I had a few years of asking questions and not getting answers, and my marriage and difficulties really, really affected and took me away from my connection to God and my belief, and made me very mad and very upset at everything and everyone. And I was blaming everyone. And when you're in a low place, it's very hard to be connected to your belief.
Yeah.
It pulls you away from there. After my divorce, I had to go very low to realize I don't want to live like that. And the more self-work I do, the more I'm accepting. I'm willing to come back to a place of connection to God, love to God, wanting to make him happy, not doing things because I'm scared of him, because there's rules, because I want to make him happy. It's a complete different place.
Yeah.
And to me, and I'll give you this example, even though I'm not justifying myself, he doesn't care if I wear pants or a skirt. Again, my belief, right?
Yeah.
That's not what's going to make him happy or sad. But my actions towards other people will affect how I make God proud and happy. So I'm working every day to make him proud and happy. Do I make mistakes? Obviously. Am I perfect? Not at all. Do I still have a journey? I have a long journey. I sound like ChatGPT now. You know how?
Yeah. What does your connection look like with him?
Like a father.
How do you connect to him?
I talk to him. I rely on him. I love him. I know he wants my best.
I want to close off, but I want you to speak to the woman in the camera, if you don't mind. Speak to the woman that's struggling. Whether it's the woman that just got divorced, she has nowhere to go and she's alone, or even not the woman that's divorced, the woman that is in the marriage, but she's struggling and she doesn't know how to get out of her pit. Or it's a woman that's single and she's also in a pit. What would you tell her?
I want to give you tools that helped me because I'm a practical person. Things that can change your life physically and make your life better. Commit to gratitude. Journal your gratitude. Live in gratitude. Whenever I book a client, every single time I book a client, I say Mizmor Toda out loud.
Wow.
Every time. Write down things, good things that happen to you. You have no idea what chemical change it will do to your brain by living in what's good and not what's bad, and not what's missing, not what is painful, but what is nice and good and happy. It will change your brain and bring more of that reality into your life. And learn. Find a group, find a book, find a podcast. We have so much resources these days to learn and grow. Start with the smallest thing and be open to let changes into your life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for this.
Yes, we did it.
Yes. I could sit here